Hello, this is Bu-Rashid. I'm a certified marketing consultant and have worked with hundreds of business owners and entrepreneurs, helping them grow their business in a systematic, predictable way to gain clarity, confidence, and more customers. Thanks for joining us today for our 7 steps to marketing success: how to create a marketing system. I want to talk today about the big idea of making marketing easy by looking at it as a system. Marketing is a system. It's possibly the most important system in our business, even though in many cases people don't always think about it as a system. They have no trouble thinking about other elements of their business in a very systematic way. Some struggle with marketing because they don't know where to start. Others think they're just not good at marketing. They have to go out and hire some guru or some marketing agency who can come in and tell them all the things they should be doing. Nothing is further from the truth. I think in most cases, you know what to do in marketing. What you need is somebody to help you think about it differently and help you organize it. And that's what I want to try to do today. Now, I've actually, over the last 10 years, been training and coaching on the idea of marketing as a system. This is really what we're going to be talking about today. We will talk about how to create strategy that deals with your ideal clients, deals with your vision, deals with your core message. Let content be the voice of that strategy in all the places where people consume content today. Then finally, guide the customer journey in a way that really makes it very easy for them to come to know, like, and trust you and your business. Turning that know, like, and trust into try, buy, repeat, and refer. We will also cover your total online presence. That's the foundation that dictates sales, lead generation, lead conversion, ongoing planning, and ongoing projects that you need to implement in your system. So let's dig into each one of these now. When it comes to building a marketing system, we have to think in terms of strategy before tactics. Instead of asking, should I be on Facebook or Instagram? Should I send emails? And all of the other things that are considered tactics? In our marketing, we first have to start asking, who is our ideal client? By ideal, I don't just mean target client. I mean, who are we ideally suited to serve? Who do we want to serve? Who do we most enjoy serving? Who are we able to bring the most value to when we serve them? Once we identify our client or our ideal client, we then have to define what is our difference. How are we different if we are an accountant from any other accountant? How are we different if we're an interior designer from any other interior designer? We absolutely have to find that, discover that, commit to that being our core marketing. Otherwise, they will simply refer to price. That will be the only way they can tell the difference. And we all know price is not a great place to compete. I often tell people there will always be somebody willing to cut the price and go out of business faster than you. So let me repeat that again. There will always be somebody willing to cut the price and go out of business faster than you. So let that sink in for a minute. What we really have to do is to figure out what matters the most to our ideal client. So let's talk about some of the ways in which you do that. If you have clients today, if you have customers today, what I'm going to ask you to do is to rank them. Create a spreadsheet and just rank them by your most profitable to your least profitable. What I mean is put the most profitable on the top and the least profitable in the bottom. It's interesting. You will typically find that there is something special about your top 20%. There is something about those people that make them profitable. They have the right problem, they have the right challenge, they were the right type of business. You were able to serve them in a way that was very profitable for you. In addition, look at your bottom 20%. You might be scratching your head if you did this exercise. You might be saying, why are we doing business with them? Why are we doing business in that market? Why are we still selling or servicing that product or service? Because as businesses evolve over the years, in many cases, the kind of people you were dealing with in the beginning of your business may not be the kind of people you want to be dealing with now because you have evolved and your business evolved as well. This exercise will help you understand who makes an ideal client, but also who doesn't make an ideal client. If you do the spreadsheet and you look at this list of clients, who on that list is already referring business to you? If you take the most common characteristics of your most profitable customers that also refer business or refer you to their friends, neighbors, and colleagues, you will have a crystal clear picture of who you should be going after. That doesn't mean that's the only client you're going to be allowed to serve. By narrowing down your focus, you can say, here's who we serve, here's who we want to attract more of, and make that the basis of your marketing. You will find that you indeed attract more of those ideal clients. There's nothing worse than working with a client that came to you based on price, came to you because they didn't really understand what you did, and fight with your people and always want to change the scope of what you agreed to. Those are people that turn out not only to be unprofitable clients, but in a lot of cases, detractors. And they suck the life out of you because you can't truly serve them well. By focusing on understanding who is this ideal client to the point where you can actually sketch them, you can create personas. If I came to you and asked you, how would I spot your ideal client? You could give me a clear description of who makes an ideal client for you. A lot of marketers use this term persona. And it really actually comes from the theater, describing a specific character. I think this is so applicable to really taking a look at who makes our ideal clients. Painting a picture of exactly what they look like, exactly what motivates them, and what holds them back. The more you can understand them, the more you can put into this persona, the easier it is for you to go out and make all of your marketing, all of your messaging, all of your content attracting those kind of people. There's one more exercise that I need you to do. You need to interview your ideal clients. Ask them what truly excites them about you and your business. And here are some questions that you can ask. Why did you buy from us? Why did you stay? What's one thing you loved? What frustrates you about us, our services, or products? What do you look for on Google when you're looking for a business like this? And who else do you refer? It doesn't matter exactly what your questions are and how they're worded. Doing this exercise with 6 or 8 of your ideal clients can be one of the most illuminating things that you'll ever do. Because in many cases and many times, experience tells me when I asked a business owner how you are different, They will typically come up with things that are expectations. They say, we provide a better service, we provide better products. Well, the problem with these, of course, as I mentioned, they're not only expectations, but pretty much something that everybody say. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. What you're looking for are actual messages, themes that come right out of the mouth of your existing customers. When they say, well, you provide better service or good service, don't stop there. You have already determined that's not enough. What does good service look like to you? Tell me a story about a time when we provided good service. I assure you that if you're patient and if you listen thoroughly, you're going to hear the things that differentiate you, the things that they truly appreciate, the things that matter most to them, and that's what you're after. Like I said, don't send them a survey. You need to sit down with them or at least do it over the phone and do those interviews. Then use their answers as part of your marketing message. Here's one thing that I want you to come away with on this idea of marketing strategy. Marketing success is mostly about choosing the right customers. I think that's a point of view that most people don't have. They believe that they start a business and they start marketing with the hope that somebody will choose them. What I want to suggest is absolutely the other way around. I want you to choose the right customer for you. So let's move on to number 2. And this is the idea of guiding the journey. We have been using a tool that we call the marketing hourglass for some time now. It borrows, of course, heavily from the idea of the marketing funnel. Here's what changed, and this is a survey. 57% of the typical purchase decision is made before the customer even talks to a supplier. I have seen surveys that have it as high as 75% or 80%. You think about your own buying habits today. We typically go out and look and find information about what we're going to buy. In many cases, you've decided that you're going to buy something before you even reach out to the company and tell them that you're interested. Now, the flip side of that survey is 50% of those same people claimed that it was the sales experience itself that was one of the greatest contributing factors in continued loyalty to the brand. So on the one hand, we don't want salespeople to call us to sell us something. But on the other hand, we absolutely need people who can be useful and give us information when we want to buy something. Now, they still teach the idea of marketing funnel at universities and colleges. I believe that it's terribly broken because when it comes to leading referral generation, a happy customer is always going to be your best tool. Now, this idea that marketing is just about throwing out more content and tracking a lead. When that lead scores high enough, they throw them to the salespeople whose job is to go out and convert them and turn them into a customer. Once service is done with them or whatever the products is delivered, boom, we have a loyal customer. What I want to suggest is this linear fashion of driving people to become loyal customers no longer exist. This is what it looks like now. The customer journey looks a lot more like this. There are more ways in which people choose companies and make decisions and do research, and all of this is actually out of your hands and out of your control. That we have to think more in terms of organizing behavior as opposed to driving demand. And what I mean by that, we have identified 7 behaviors that I believe people want to participate in. Those 7 behaviors are know, like, trust, try, buy, repeat, and refer. That we as marketers, as salespeople, as business owner need to start thinking in terms of a complete end-to-end journey. I don't know about you, but I love it when I can learn about the companies that can solve my problems. And I start to do some research and connect with them. I want to like them, and it may be just something to do with the way their website is set up or the design of their site or logo that makes me think, I want to know more. Obviously, today, unless we're buying something for $15 or 5 dinars or something like that, we want to trust the companies that we're doing business with. In fact, we won't do business with companies that have bad reviews and they don't show up in all the places that we typically find content. I love it when I can try what a company has to offer or somehow experience some feeling or even some proof that they can deliver the results they promised. I love it when an organization, once I've decided to buy, the experience stays as high as everything that led me to that point. I can't tell you how many times I have made a purchase with an organization and then the experience was just so bad. That is a behavior that I think we all want in our purchasing. Then I don't know about you again. If I find a company that serves and solves my need, I go back to them over and over again. I don't have to worry about trying to find that item from another company again. Then, as human beings, I believe that we're wired to talk about companies or experiences that exceed our expectations. I believe we're wired to make referrals. Our job as businesses now is to guide people through these behaviors to make it easy for them to know, like, trust, try, buy, repeat, and refer. So, in fact, our definition of marketing is so simple. Marketing is getting someone who has a need to know, like, and trust you. Then, our definition of sales is you have to turn that know, like, and trust into try, buy, repeat, and refer. This has to be the intention of all our marketing. Many times businesses want to go from no, saying, hi, here is my ad. Hi, nice meeting you. Come and buy from me. In some cases, this may work, but we get stuck with a customer that doesn't appreciate what we do and how we get them the results. We have to treat marketing as education. So, how do we develop this marketing hourglass? The very first thing that I would do, and we do with organizations, is we would come in and just look at all of your touch points. What are the different ways in which your organization either currently comes into contact or should come into contact with your prospect and customers? All the way through legal and finance. A lot of times people just assume that marketing is the sales message and marketing is a website. Well, you are performing a marketing function when your business comes into contact with a prospect and a customer in any shape and form. Everybody is involved in marketing. So the question is it a positive function or is it the one that creates consistent experience? Is it one that makes people want to talk about you? So once we develop all those touch points that you can see here, then we start filling in these boxes. Then it would simply be a matter of asking, what are the ways through which people can come to know you? What are the things we can do that make our ideal client want to know more so that they can like us? What are the things that we can do intentionally to focus on building trust? What are the ways that somebody could try our products and services or at least experience our people? How can we make the buying experience and the orientation and the delivery of the result that we're actually doing as high as everything that led to that point? How can we focus intentionally on repeat sales and on cross selling and building a community around our customer base? Then finally, what can we do to make sure that we are intentionally focused on referrals? We can do this idea of marketing hourglass for a new product launch. Obviously, you can do it and should do it for your entire business. Now, all right, number 3. I told you and I warned you that I was going to talk about this idea of content, and here it is. Now, like I said in the beginning, content is the voice of your strategy. Content is how you can build the know, like, and trust. The content you need to publish could be built around major themes. The themes that people go out there looking for when they're looking for a business like yours. We need to systemize the content that we publish and put it out there. Build an editorial calendar so you can map out the content for the entire year in advance, or at least for each quarter at a time. Now, what we've been doing with clients for a number of years now is building something called the Total Content System. We simply build the 12 monthly landmark themes. These are the most important themes that they know that if they write and produce content around, that it will help them attract clients. It will help them serve clients. It will help them educate clients. Then we have to look at where all the ways we can get that content out there. Where are we going to publish and share that content? Then we build an editorial calendar. This is just a quick peek at the themes of our editorial calendar. It won't be relevant to you, but it's just a quick example. It's our editorial calendar of monthly themes. What allows us to do is to plan ahead and start looking at, if May is going to be about writing, what are the stories and the topics that we can present in our newsletters, videos, or webinars that we will produce? Now, there's one thing I know about content. And over the years, I've discovered an educated customer is always a better customer. The more they can understand about what you stand for, your methodology, your difference, the better customer they're going to be. It is worth the investment to really attract that ideal customer. Okay, 4th step in this system. You have to build, or at least have to think about building, a total online presence. You can't just focus on Instagram and ignore email or search engine optimization. These things all have to work together, and in all cases have to support each other. So, your content platform is what's going to drive a great deal of your search engine optimization, SEO. When people show up on your site, your ability to capture leads and then to continue to market to them via email is going to be the secret of your success. Your social media marketing is, in many ways, needs to be not only help you connect and draws links to your website, but also creating awareness of your content. Obviously, then, your online advertising can go to work because it's pushing people towards getting great, valuable content. And obviously, your mobile and what's going on in local search is extremely important for many types of businesses. Finally, making sure that you bring it all together with your analytics so that you can figure out what's working and what's not working. Now that we have all these incredible tools to figure out exactly how to optimize and improve our conversation and make the experience better based on what people are doing and saying. All right, let's go to number 5, and it is the lead generation trio. We have to think in terms of doing lead generation from multiple fronts. We need to attract people from multiple channels: advertising, public relations, and referral systems. There are, of course, many other lead generation tools, but today I'm going to focus on these 3 only. So, a lot of times people hesitate to spend money on advertising, especially small businesses, because that's the thing you have to kind of use your credit card for. Now, the thing about advertising is that it's one vehicle that you can control completely. You can control who gets it and when they get it. As long as you make sure that your advertising isn't trying to take people from the no to buy immediately if they've never heard of you. You're using your advertising to get them to attend an event, to download an ebook, or to subscribe to some useful content before you even try to sell them something. From advertising, you will know the result of the money you spent and the number of people you were able to convert as customers. When people respond to your advertising, you can start to build the like and trust component and even the try component that will allow somebody to purchase. Now, public relations is a really, really broad field, but for most of us, building a list of 4 to 6 journalists and follow them, figure out what it is they write about so that you can start building a relationship and pitching them relevant things contributing to their stories and articles so that they can interview you and put your name out there and mention you in those stories. But a lot of what's coming to public relations these days actually relate to working with other bloggers or vloggers, working with influencers, the places that you can contribute content, the places that you can actually do guest posts, where you could speak, how you could consistently release information that is going out and that you can actually build this kind of momentum in your PR effort. The key to get referrals from your existing customers is to identify your champions. Don't just create one size fits all. Come and get it if you want to refer us. Look for those people that are already referring your business. Look for ways to educate them and to put tools in their hands to give them offers that really excite them and motivate them to refer you. To build a community around them. Spend time on those people who really refer you and build long-lasting relationships with them so that your referral efforts take off. I'll tell you that the thing that gets people to talk is to do something they weren't expecting. Give them something free. Give them gift certificates that they can hand away, or send them flowers, or anything you can do that exceeds their expectations. This is how you get people to talk, and this is how you get more people to refer you. Now, what are the other businesses, non-competing businesses, that can be marketing partners that you can do joint ventures with? Think in terms of the like-minded business owner that you can work with. Please avoid going to those people and say, hey, I want to tell you about my business so that you can refer me to your customers. You need to find a way to work together so that everybody is a winner. Maybe there are some special offers. Maybe there are things that you can do together in terms of content or writing ebooks or sponsoring events or holding events. You can rate and review each other and refer each other. If you are the person that goes out there and actually starts building relationships with strategic partners, you will go a long way if you say, here are the things that we can do together to mutually benefit our businesses. Now, a lot of people look at lead generation as an event. It's a process, not an event. And you have to think of it in terms of guiding people. Lead generation doesn't stop at you saying, hey, look at me, listen to me, come see my ad and come buy from me. Lead generation is when you're actually getting people to know, like, and trust you. Now, let's go to lead conversion. This is the sales part. The thing about lead conversion is, let's say you're generating 100 leads, right? 100 leads. And you're only converting 1% of those leads into customers. That works out to one new customer. Easy maths, right? So I may be able to come in and show you a way to close from 1% to 2%, which means that you increase your lead conversion by 1%. Anybody out there with a calculator want to tell me what I've done? Well, I've doubled your bottom line. 1% increase in lead conversion leads to 100% in revenue. This is a place where you need to go looking for this huge increases. What I mean is, how can you convert more customers? You want to increase your lead conversion. So the first step is you've got to build a process when converting leads into customers. When the phone rings, what's the next step? How do you start the education process? Because this whole idea of know, like, and trust, a lot of it has to do with your training your ideal customer to be ideal. If somebody calls me and say, hey, I hear you do marketing. I want you to send me a proposal. And believe me, this happens so many times. What do? You run out and start blabbing about the wonderful things you do, but you don't know that person. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know their challenges. You don't know how they think about marketing. You haven't educated them on your approach. Now, what I want to suggest is that you want to stop and make sure that those people like and trust you. You want to make sure that they are a good fit for you. Now, some of those steps can happen in a rapid fashion. Someday or somebody might hear you speak in an event, so they like you and they trust you. You seem like a really likable person. They trust what you're talking about. You show them proof and the results of what you can deliver. Maybe they're ready to buy because you've moved them through those steps. If you don't have this process in place, quite often you are consistently chasing people that may not convert to customers. So now let's look at step number 7. Live by the calendar. I can spend the whole day on this idea, but I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. We have covered so many things today. You may think, there's no way I can do all of these things. What I want you to do is to take one step at a time, but you need to plan for it. It's a process. Don't think in terms of doing all of this in 1 week. If you're going to be in business more than 6 months from now, then you've got some time to actually start planning for all of these things and use a simple spreadsheet to document your plan. So, let me leave you with this quote. The real value lies not in the marketing plan, but in the planning. A lot of people create a marketing plan, they stick it in the office somewhere, and it really serves no one. This should be something that you look at every 90 days or every 3 months and see what's working and what's not. What are the new projects that you can do now? It is this process of continual planning that will deliver real value. So during this session, we presented the big idea of marketing as a system. We covered the 7 steps to marketing success. All I ask that you take it step by step, but focus on strategy before tactics. And look forward to talking to you again. Thanks. Bye.